All right, let's talk about power, but probably not the kind you're thinking of. We're not talking about the corner office or that fancy title. We're going deeper into something way more resilient, the power of being absolutely indispensable. We're going to explore how you can build influence so deep, so foundational, that you become the hidden engine behind all the success. So, let me just start with this question, right? How do you rule without a crown? Seriously, think about it. How do you become the most powerful person in the room when nobody even sees it coming? It sounds like a movie plot, but, well, it's a very, very real strategy. And to really get our heads around this, we've got to go back in time, way back. We're talking 17th century France. And our guide is this guy, Cardinal Richelieu. Now, for a second, just forget the whole cardinal thing. Think of him as the ultimate master strategist, the real power behind the entire French throne. So how on earth did he pull it off? This is where it gets really brilliant. See, Richelieu's genius wasn't about grabbing power for himself. Nope. It was about making himself the one person that the king, Louis XIII, just could not function without. He literally became the king's missing piece. Let's just break down his strategy because it's so clever. He had zero interest in wearing the crown. Instead, his entire mission was to become the reason the king got to keep his crown. He ran the kingdom's money, the military, the spies, you name it, he was on it. He made the king's success completely 100% dependent on him. And that right there, that brings us to the core idea for today, invisible influence. What is it? It's the ability to shape what happens, to guide the big decisions, and to earn this deep, genuine respect, all without needing the official job title or having to boss people around. It's the power that comes from simply being necessary. Okay, so we've got the story of Richelieu. But now let's pull back the curtain and look at the principles underneath it all. We're going to deconstruct this whole arch of indispensability into a set of laws. Laws of indirect power that you can actually understand and, more importantly, use. And this really shows you the two paths, doesn't it? Over here, you've got visible power. That's the stuff everybody chases, right? The title, the authority, being in the spotlight. But then you've got invisible influence, and that's built on something totally different. Your expertise, creating reliance, and getting to that state of indispensability. One is loud and flashy, sure, but the other one, that's the one that lasts. All right, let's get into the first key principle here, and this comes from some timeless strategies of power. People call it law number 11. Keep people dependent on you. Okay, I know. That sounds a little manipulative, right? But hang on. In today's world, it's about something super practical. It means you develop a skill, a knowledge base, an insight that is so unique and so valuable that your team, your boss, your whole company, they start to rely on you for it. You become the go-to person, the one they can't do without. But here's the thing. That first law doesn't really work on its own. You need this next piece of the puzzle to make it all click. Let's look at law number 24. Play the perfect courtier. Now, this isn't about sucking up or just being a flatterer, not at all. In the modern workplace, this means you master the subtle art of making your superiors look good. You figure out what they need before they ask. You put out fires before they even start. And you never, ever try to outshine them in public. When you do that, you build this incredible amount of trust, and that makes them dependent on your competence and your loyalty. So we've got the history, we've got the theory. Now for the fun part. Let's turn this into your modern power playbook. We're taking Richelieu's 17th century strategy and making it work for your 21st century career. And it really comes down to these 4 steps. First, identify a critical gap. What's that annoying, recurring problem nobody's fixing? Find it. Step 2, become the sole solution. Go deep. Master that one area until you are the undisputed expert. 3, weave yourself in. Integrate what you do so deeply into how things work that taking you out of the equation would be a massive headache. And finally, and this is the master move, let others take the credit. Because when your boss gets praised for the smooth-running machine that you built, your value is locked in, and you never look like a threat. And that brings us right to the end, to the ultimate takeaway from all of this. It's this idea of wearing the invisible crown. So if you remember one thing, let it be this. True, lasting power. It isn't found in the job title they put on your business card. It's earned by becoming the one person the person with the title simply cannot afford to lose. That is the absolute heart of invisible influence. And so, I'll just leave you with this final question to think about.
I want you to look at your own job, your own team, your own ambitions. What is the one thing, the one critical skill, the one piece of knowledge that if you truly mastered it would make you the missing piece of the puzzle? Because the answer to that, well, that's your first step toward building real power that lasts.